What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Restoring Steaua. We're back with a new season, of course, now my second season at Steaua Bucharest, and I should probably tell you that we've played a few competitive games already, but I'll talk you through those in a few minutes' time. We're going to start off with the transfers. I don't want to spend too long on the transfers, and I should also say that if you missed the last video that I put out on this series, quite important that you actually go and watch that. I brought out a little update video describing the change that I wanted to make to the series. So if you did miss that one, go and watch that before watching this one. But again, I don't want to spend too long on transfers. We'll talk about some of the players that left the club first. So Breveld, he went out for £1 million. Central midfielder from Holland, of course. Done a decent job for us last year, but there was better options out there for us. So I decided to sell him on for a decent fee. Some of the other kind of first team players that left, of course, Prepelita went out on a free transfer to Bastia in France. Would have liked to have kept him around, but he just wanted to go and play in a bigger league, so he went to France. We also sold Andrin Popper, the right winger, for £1.1 million to Firth in Germany. And also we sold Alex Andrew Chipku for £1 million to Kaiserslautern in Germany. Also, apart from that, not too many other key players leaving the club, really. Lucien Philipp was a first-team player, not that really good defensive midfielder. We sold him for £375,000 to Perugia. But then we'll move on to the players that we brought in. Now, we'll start off with Fernando, because this was quite a controversial signing. He was our first signing of the summer. Really decent little Brazilian central midfielder, 23 years old, signed him for £700,000. And then found out that he actually can't play because he's played for more than two teams in one season. Or he can't play for more than two teams in one season, which is very, very annoying. Of course, I was unaware of this when I was signing him. He looks a tidy little player. You can see he's already improving, but I can't play him. Not sure when I'll be able to play him. Not sure if he'll be able to play after the Brazilian season finishes. Of course, the Brazilian season is a different kind of schedule. It finishes in January or sometime like that, I think. Or if he's not going to be able to play until next season for us. So I don't know what's going on there. Fernando, so I don't know when we're going to be able to play him. But next up, we've got Florin Andoni from Cordoba for £3 million. This is actually a record signing for Steaua Bucharest. You can see he's currently injured, which is not great, but a really talented young Romanian striker brought in to replace Raul Ruzescu, of course, who he had on loan from Sevilla last season. Tidy little striker. Will be a brilliant addition for us. Next up, we've got Fabio Braga from Iasi for £1.1 million. Another tidy little defensive midfielder that we've brought in. Of course, he knows the league well from playing with Iasi. So we brought him in. Really talented young defensive midfielder. Next up, we've got Lucas Hegder coming in from Victoria Pilsen for £925,000. At first, I wasn't quite sure on him. Some of his mental attributes lacking. Quite a few of his mental attributes, in fact, are lacking. But what drew me to him was the fact that, one, he's got quite good defensive attributes. He's got very good tackling. His marking is very solid. Also, excellent heading. But his physical attributes are excellent. His strength all round, except for his agility. His agility is his only poor attribute in terms of his physique. But apart from that, you can see he's excellent physical player. And I was happy to bring him in. And he's also making good improvements so far since coming to the club. We'll mention Michael Angelo Albertazzi, what a name that is. On loan for the season from AC Milan. We've got a future fee of £750,000. We want to sign him permanently at the end of the season. Looks a really, really talented defender. And he should slot in nicely for us. We'll also mention Lucas, who we brought in for £1.7 million from Real Madrid, or Real Madrid Castilla, the B team. Right winger, of course, I mentioned we let go two right wingers this summer, and he's an upgrade on both of them, really, and he's probably an upgrade on Inache, who was our main right winger last season. He can also play on the left, and he can play a little bit in the middle, but that's not really his main strength. Really, really talented winger, 24 years old, and very excited about him. And last up, we've got Patrick Horozovsky for £2 million, also from Victoria Pilsen. He's also injured at the moment, which is a bit annoying. Out for 2 to 3 weeks, but 23 years old, Slovakian, I want to say. Is he Slovakian? I think that's Slovakian. Yeah, Slovakian central midfielder. Really tidy little player. Good technical ability. Decent mentals. Also got some good physical attributes as well. So that's our signings. Of course, we spent a fair bit of money, 9.75 billion, which is quite a lot probably for this league. But, we had the money there. I think we were originally allocated a budget of 7.5 million, as you saw previously. That transfer budget actually got bumped up once the Champions League finished and we got our Champions League money. So, if I show you financially, we're doing very well. Got 11 million still in the bank there. And I've also still got money remaining if I want to spend more money. But I don't think I will. A lot of players have come in. I don't really want to bring in any more players. It's not really needed. But as I said, we've played quite a few competitive fixtures already. And, we started off the season with a 4-1 defeat in the Super Cup against our most bitter rivals, Dinamo Bucharest. Not an ideal start. But we quickly got that one out of our heads, and we started the league season off. We started it off well. We've won 5 of our opening 6 league games. We lost 1 game to Panduri, 3-1. But you can see after that we beat Petrol 4-0, and Petrol are currently our title challengers. Of course, it is still very early on the season, but in the Champions League, we had to go through a 3rd round qualifier against Karabag Agdam from Azerbaijan. Went through that very comfortably, won 5-0 in the home leg and 3-2 away from home. But that brings us to the playoff against Maribor. Now, I don't want this episode to be too long, so I'm only going to show the first leg in this episode. And then from then on, we will, go back to the old structure of the episodes of showing 2 games in episode. I've decided that for this series, I think, the league for us this season is probably going to be very, very simple. Last season, we were very comfortable in the league until, the last kind of 8 games or so where we had a terrible run. But for much of the league season, we were very, very comfortable. And now that we've improved the squad much further, it's only going to be easier for us. So I don't think, in terms of live comms, I don't think there's any point really live comming much of these league games. Of course, I'll still bring you some important league games. For example, when we played Dinamo Bucharest, that's a huge game for us. So we're going to cover those games. But I'm going to be focusing primarily on the Champions League because, of course, this series is mostly about trying to win the Champions League with Steaua. So that's going to be my main focus, and I'll also bring you, important cup games and things like that. So I hope you guys, understand that. I think it will just be, it'll make the series a lot more watchable. You guys don't want to see me, trouncing, poor sides in the league every week. So yeah, I'll focus on the Champions League, and this is my team that we've got. The team that I'm putting out for the game against Maribor. So we've got Alausis to go. I'm sticking with that 3-4-1-2 system. Worked really well for us last season. So no real reason to kind of change it in this season. So we've got at the back, we've got Hejda, Tamas and Albertazi. On the right wing, we've got Lucas. In the middle, we've got Braga and Stanku. On the left, Tanase. Vukenu playing behind Tukadin and Kizeru. Got a few players who are not quite fit. That's why, Iancu would probably be playing normally, but he's not quite fit. We just played a league game a few days ago. Got a few injuries. Of course, I mentioned those 2 new players, 2 new signings who are injured. Niagu currently out as well with a strained knee ligaments, and Paul Pap is suspended for this one. So yeah, that's the team. Maribor, I've looked at their team. We should make it through this tie. And of course, we had a really good run in the Champions League last year, getting to the knockout stages. So, and hopefully, we can, first of all, make it to the group stage this season. So Maribor have made a quite bright start to the game. They're doing well in terms of possession, but we are on the attack now. Lucas with the shot against one of our own players. Kazero in there. Kazero with his second bite at the cherry. Sticks the ball in the back of the net. That's his 8th goal of the season already. He's made a really good start to the season. Struggled a bit last year, but good to see him getting in the goals this season, and that's a very good start. Of course, I mentioned how important that away goal is, and we've got it early on. Gets the shot, keeper saves it straight back at him. He's not missing from there. 1-0. And if we could get a second quite soon after, that would be lovely. Ball played in behind to Tukadin. Lucas going to pick it up on the right wing, plays it in. Kazero's in there. He's got to score. He does score his second goal of the game, and a lovely, lovely start to the match. 15 minutes in, 2-0, Kazero 2 goals. We'll see it again in 3D. Defence went a bit missing there for Maribor. Lucas gets it on this right wing. Look at that. Kazero definitely can't miss from there. 2-0, good start. So after having an initial little spell in the first 7 minutes or so where they had a lot of the ball, Maribor haven't been able to get near us, but they get the ball in here. Good defending by Hejda. Fall to Versic, into Thiago Souza, and a decent chance, but it goes over the bar. Half time then, 2-0, wonderful start to this tie, and we're looking like going through quite comfortably at this stage. And you would like to think that if we get the third goal now, that will probably kill off the ties. Lucas comes into the box, gets blocked, Tukadin with the strike, but it's a very good save by the keeper there. But it's played back in and defended by Maribor. However, they may have something to say in this tie, and they do, as Marcos Tavares heads in, and he's got his 100th goal for Maribor with that header. We just don't defend it well. Throw-in comes in. He nods it down to the player who took the throw-in. Comes in. We should have dealt with it with 3 defenders around there. No one picks him up. And Maribor back in it. Right, then I'm bringing on some fresh legs. Lucas is a bit tired, so I'm taking him off for Inache. And I'm also taking off Vilkenu. And I'm going to bring on Iancu in his place. Tanase on the left wing, whips it in. Header in from, I'm not sure who was it that got that head on. Iancu off the bench for his 4th goal of the season. And as I said, if we get that 3rd goal, that will probably be the tie done and dusted. And you would think that we're going to go through nil. Tanase with the ball through. Iancu with a lovely header. 3-1, fantastic result. And there is full-time, 3-1 it ends to Steaua Bucharest. A very pleasing performance there, away from home. And we should be going through now. I don't think we're going to lose this tie now. So then I don't think I'm going to cover the next leg. As I said, I think we're pretty much through in this tie now. So what I'll do is I'll come back for the start of our Champions League group stage campaign, which will of course be in September time. So that will be the next episode. We've also got Dinamo Bucharest coming up in October. I'll cover that one. I really want to focus, on these derby games. They're really huge for us. So I'll cover that. But anyway, thank you for watching once again. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave it a like. And if you're not subscribed to the channel just yet, please do subscribe. But for now, it's been HalfbackFM, and I'll see you guys in a bit.